What if I told you you don't have to spend five figures to get state-of-the-art preamplifier stage with top-of-the-line or even new record-breaking signal-to-noise ratio, dynamic range, and noise floor? This could be the one that you may want to consider. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi Review channel. Today I would like to share my long-term experience of using recently released top-end Pre-900 preamplifier stage, that is dedicated preamplifier stage with purest two-channel balanced design in mind. State-of-the-art noise performance, total harmonic distortion, everything is unheard of regardless of the price point. Previously, those records are set by in preamplifier stages set by Benchmark LA4 line stage preamplifier, which is sells for around $3,000 price. This Pre-900 retail for $1,499 US currently available. It comes with aluminum remote control with lithium cell battery that it uses, easy control functionality, and everything is working precisely and quietly possible other than taking sound off. 0.1 dB, 1,000 steps precision volume control that they uses in this Pre-900, which is incredible. Pre-900 is featuring dedicated power supplies for each session, digital session, which is a control panel and menu system, and all those uses dedicated power supply. Preamplifier stage also feature dedicated switching mode power supply, which is incredibly quiet. So thanks to those switching mode power supplies, the highly efficient totally pushes all the noise out of audible frequency range. Probably those SMPS push the noise out above 100,000 hertz range, so we will not be able to hear it or make any sense. A beautiful layout, cleanest build quality I've ever seen out of many preamplifier stages. Temperature control as well as thick aluminum paneling and housing to prevent noise interference. Totally balanced design. It has one balanced input with three balanced output. So each outputs are volume controlled. The gain level is memorized, whether you use 40, 30, 50, whatever level you choose, as well as gain level, meaning it has three different gain level: low, mid, and the high gain level. High gain level is plus 19.9 dB, mid gain is 10.4 dB plus, and 0 dB for low gain setting out of this Pre-900. When I received this Pre-900, I have no clue because I didn't even know they released Pre-900, because I thought they are done with pre-stage and headphone stage combination that I reviewed. A900 that I reviewed last year. So I thought they are done with it to pair with the D900 top of the line, the multi-bit deck. So this one, when they sent it to me, I was like, holy cow, this is like a much improved in terms of preamplifier stage, especially preciseness and precision volume control is incredible. Totally impressed me in specification wise. And noise floor is 0.0003% microvoltage RMS noise floor. So compare that to any price point preamplifier stages, you will not find any. And they even have to bump 40 dB to get that measurement out, because this Pre-900 is so quiet that even though precision audio measuring, the analyzers can't detect the noise out of these machines, so they have to increase the gain. Otherwise, the internal noise of those precision analyzers are gonna introduced in there. So that's how I will explain it. Incredible performance out of this $1,499 component. Impedance matching wise, this one has 100 ohm impedance, so that is easy to match. You can pair with pretty much all amplification. But if the gain is not enough, you can still play around with gain level setting in menu system or from the remote control. Low gain setting is 0 dB and mid gain setting is it only increase the noise floor of 0.9 microvoltage RMS. So that will give you additional 10.4 dB gain, which I use with this Galubido Oceanus Class AB balanced amplifier. With this combination, I heard best sound quality out of this Galubido Oceanus amp, pairing it with this Topping Pre 900. I also tried Pre 900 with Topping B200, LA90, as well as SMS PAX or PA400, as well as Net M23 V2. Those are incredibly well matched. Golden rule of impedance matching is 10-1, as we all know, right? Using it with this Oceanus amp give me 220-1 ratio. Other amps that I try is totally fine, great sounding. But when I tried this Galubido Oceanus amp and Pre 900, deepest soundstage out of Galubido Oceanus amp, bass quality, resolution, micro detail, very wide soundstage, yet very deep sound. It's like I'm listening to very powerful, like a 300B power amp kind of sound reproduction. That kind of musicality, depth and texture and layering, everything is well produced, right? When I went back to my Accuphase E4000 integrated amplifier using very same speaker, this S1EX Towers from Pioneer DAD design, sound staging, everything is comparable. The difference is the stereo image. With this Pre 900 and Oceanus combination, human voices and vocals and those mid-range position is right around the middle. So when I use E4000, it's about a foot or two taller, almost to the ceiling kind of presentation. So those are, internet matching and everything is hard to compete. But this one is not lagging behind given the price. It beautifully delivers very powerful sound with deep notes and bass quality like I've never heard out of this Oceanus amplifier. Deep and rich bass quality. So those are all impressive sounding and impressive sound quality. And please don't get me wrong, this Pre 900 itself is very transparent sounding. It will totally give you pairing component sound signature faithfully, honestly, without much of interference other than giving you clean and black background with very nicely elevated, precise musical notes that floats around you, and you can totally enjoy your music in your system. That's how I experience. I'm using with this top-end DX9 discrete DAC and my Sony NAS. I also try with Galubido Divinity R2R DAC, very same experience. The Divinity DAC gives me better high frequency extension and air and space compared to DX9 discrete. So those are the two DACs that I try and 5 amps that I use for this review. In this sound sample, you will hear with this Oceanus amp combination for this setup. For comparison's sake, I will say only competition I can think of is Benchmark LA4 line stage preamplifier that retail for $3,050 US. right? That is a pre-stage that they offer. It has incredible transparency, many mastering and pro audio, and many high-end systems use that pre-stage worldwide, everywhere. So this one gonna be very tough competing with this LA4 in terms of signal to noise ratio. For example, when you compare to noise floor, right, that LA4 has a 1.9 volt microvolt RMS noise floor. That is a unity gain. So that is a total gain output unity gain noise floor. But this Topping Pre 900 balanced output noise floor is 0.3 microvolt RMS noise floor. So that is incredible. Who is gonna beat this in terms of those specs? For example, sound sample that you will hear in this video is Grace Maya Last Live at Dark live recording in Shinjuku, Tokyo Shinjuku Jazz Cafe. So there is a lot of noises in there, like AC fan noise or that sort of noise that goes in the back. So I can totally notice when I'm using with this S1EX towers, this Accuphase E4000, those kind of noise or those white noise kind of background noises are much reduced, barely noticeable when I'm listening to it. That how much it can quiet down background noise, right? If you have high sensitive speaker, horn loading speakers, I mean, go for it. The way that impressed me is without interfering yet enhancing the fidelity, musicality, as well as precision, and giving you total background noise control, regardless of the amplification that I use, Class D GAN or Class AB, whatever I use. This is for dedicated two-channel setup. This one doesn't have any subwoofer pre-out or LFE outputs from this. This is a purest two-channel hardcore audiophile worthy pre-amplifier line level amp that you can use with incredible gain option that you can optimize for your liking. Let's say I will start with 0 dB low gain setting no matter what amp I use, and then I will try to crank the volume control up on Pre 900 to see where I get there, right? So when I started off with this Oceanus amp, even around 1 o'clock position, 2 o'clock position, I started to realize I need better gain. When I change it to medium gain setting, it's perfect. I don't need to go more than 40 on the volume control knob. It will get me around 68, 70 dB average with 75 dB peaks at my listening area 12 feet away. Pre 900 tunability, gain level matching, everything that come with it. I'm a fan of this Pre 900. Next thing is music that I use to audition this Pre 900 review. In my Sony NES, these are all my favorite music. All genre, pretty much everything. When I'm listening to AC/DC Back to Black, that sounded incredible. That Back to Black can sound incredibly thin in some setup. This one totally give me realism and dynamic attack of hard rock music. Kick drums and Brian Johnson voices and everything sounded one of the best, if not the best, right? And these are all my most of the music that I listen, like Jamaica Farewell from Harry Belafonte, those kind of live recording that I really like to use, and all these music, Led Zeppelins and all that. And another one is my modern music like these, and I love modern music. These are my current modern music playlists. So menu system, usability, features, and everything work flawlessly, as well as custom button setting on remote control. Only tiny bit of downside some may find is a little bit of pop sound when switching inputs. The slight pop, that's it. Other than that, there's no noise at all. Pre 900 auditioning and reviewing experience is pretty much everything is positive. In a way, this is like record breaking in audio industry. Benchmark has great sounding, neutral sounding, transparent component that they make. This Pre-900, half of the money. I mean, if I'm gonna use dedicated 2-channel setup or even in my studio, I will totally choose this one over LA4, given the noise performance and specs and everything, as well as precision volume control. Benchmark LA4 uses 256 steps, 0.5 dB volume control. This one has 1,000 steps, 0.1 dB volume control. Those are all the audio precision, like high fidelity component and features that they have in this Pre-900. And that is another thing is SMPS, right? If they don't use SMPS in these components, including LA4, they may not be able to achieve this kind of specification, background noise control, total harmonic distortion. Thanks to those ultra precision, very fast switching mode power supplies, we were able to get best performance and noise control out of these components. So basically, this top-end Pre-900 is for purist audio people that appreciate incredible noise control, precise volume control, and all those features that you can fine-tune and control in this Pre-900. Sound quality is only matter of pairing components such as DAC, speaker, and most importantly, your power amplifier. One thing I can assure you is this Pre-900 will give you cleanest and darkest background out of your system. That's why I can totally, wholeheartedly recommend it to you to try it, my friend. That is the experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Something heavenly came down from above. He led me to you. He led me to you. He built the bridge to your heart all the way. How many times I lived inside? I can't say. When I went to you, you were the one for me. I swear the whole world could feel my heartbeat when I lay eyes on you. Held by you, wrapped me up in the color of love. You gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life.
great. On the bass, Mr. Torigoe Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Oruma Yosuke-san. Yeah.